A 3-run top of the fifth propels Carson-Newman to a Game 1 3-1 win over Tusculum in the 11E rivalry, and now they go for their first sweep in conference play this season as they will face Elias Satterfield in Game 2 against Tusculum. Matt Scalza with you on the Eagle Sports Network. It is a beautiful day in Greenville. If you're watching on the In the Booth cam, you can tell the sun is shining down on me. It is 60 degrees and sunny, not a cloud in the sky. And this is the Carson-Newman lineup that head coach Michael Graves is trotting out here in Game 2. Malia Smith leads off playing shortstop. Abby Martin's the center fielder batting second. Macaulay Bailey, who went 0 for 3 and saw her 51-game on-base streak snapped, bats third, playing at first base. Grace Gregory, the cleanup hitter, was the fire starter in Game 1. She plays at third base. Abby Martin bats fifth, playing in left field. The catcher, Anne-Marie Richards, bats sixth. Sarah Walker, the DP, is in the seventh spot. Katie Mathena bats eighth, playing in right. And Shelby Armstrong rounds things out at second base in the 9-hole. And Elias Satterfield sets into the circle. The right-hander comes home on the first pitch to Malia Smith. Then it's a strike on the outer half of the plate to the left-handed hitting shortstop. And the first pitch comes at 3:18 local time. Just about over 40 minutes in between the two games as the 0-1. Smith, the chopper to short, picked up by Wilson. And she'll snap it to first for out number 1. And so Smith is now 0 for 4 on the day. Take a look at this Tusculum defense. From first to third around the infield, it is Ava Hollows, Katie Jones, Izzy Wilson, who just made the play at short, and Ella Mikechek. With Taylor Hancock completing the battery with Satterfield as she comes home on the first pitch to Abby Martin and misses down and in over top the shoes of the center fielder, who stands in the righty's batter's box. Abby Cruz is in left with Abby Hunter in center, and Andrea Davis, who was a defensive sub in Game 1, gets the start in Game 2 in right. The 1-0 from Satterfield misses up above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes. It's the same lineup for Carson-Newman as it was in game number 1. Took a little while for the offense to get into gear against Chelsea Stonecipher. Here's the 2-0 against Satterfield. It's a check swing from Martin that is nubbed off the end of her bat foul. And the count goes to 2-0. Or 2-1, excuse me. Chelsea Stonecipher was mowing down the Carson-Newman order. Was perfect through 4 innings until Grace Gregory hammered a double into the right center field alley. Kicked that Carson-Newman offense into gear. The 3-1. 2-1 is low, and the count goes to 3-1 against Martin, who was 1 for 3 in Game 1. Had a leadoff single in the 6th. Prior to that, she was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. 3-1 from Satterfield, misses upstairs. And Game 2 has the first base runner for Carson-Newman, reaching via a walk. Doesn't take nearly as long here for Carson-Newman in game number 2 as they go for their first sweep in South Atlantic Conference play. It's been 4 splits through the first 4 doubleheaders. First pitch to Macaulay Bailey, misses low from Satterfield. And it's 1-0. She's missed on her last 3 pitches. As the speedy Abby Martin is on base. Picked up stolen base number 14 in game 1. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Bailey as she tried to dig out the low pitch from Satterfield, and the count evens up at 1-1. Satterfield this season makes her 10th start, 14th appearance overall. She is 2-7 on the year with a 4.44 ERA through 47 1/3 innings of work. The 1-1, Bailey a chopper to left, and it squeaks through the 5-6 hole and into left field. So after her 51-game on-base streak is snapped, Macaulay Bailey starts a new one with a single here in the first. And it brings up Grace Gregory. Early pressure for Carson-Newman being applied against Tusculum. Righty on righty as Satterfield comes home on the first pitch to Gregory. And it's right down Broadway for a called strike 1. Gregory was 1 for 3, a double as I alluded to right center. Kicked the Carson-Newman offense into gear. Scored on a two-run single from Sarah Walker that gave Carson-Newman the lead. The 0-1 misses upstairs, 1-1 now to the third baseman. And that two-run single from Walker gave Carson-Newman the lead, and look back after that. The 1-1. A check swing from Gregory. Not even sure I can say it's a check swing. She turned her shoulders almost like a pump fake. The ball was moving high and inside, hit off her bat, and went caroming down the foul ground. Caroming down foul line on the first base side. So the count goes to 1-2 now with Martin at second, Bailey at first. Satterfield from the belt. 1-2, zips low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 away with 2 on for Carson-Newman in the top of the first. Consistency has been the struggle for Carson-Newman in conference play. 2-2. Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And talking with head coach Mike Graves following the competitive splits last week against Wingate and Anderson, he said that this 2 games, they needed to win both. Felt that this was kind of a pivotal point to take care of business against a team that's been struggling and one of their rivals. 3-2, Gregory turns, drives it deep to left, way back and way out of here. Home run number 6 on the season for Grace Gregory. And Carson-Newman draws first blood in the top of the first inning, a 3-run shot from Grace Gregory. And it's 3-0 Carson-Newman. And Gregory at the center once again as Carson-Newman gets on top early. And starting the party in this offense as Addie Saunders climbs in to the lefty's batter's box with 1 away. And the first pitch from Satterfield. This is well high. It goes all the way to the backstop. Past Taylor Hancock behind the dish. One 1-0 to Saunders. Comes in and finds the top of the zone from Satterfield. All square, 1-1. 1-1, Saunders. Line drive goes straight back where it came from, into the mitt of Satterfield. Puts 2 away in the top of the first. Grace Gregory's been an emotional leader for Carson-Newman. Transfer from North Alabama. Has come in, has been sort of the Energizer bunny in the dugout. First pitch swing for Anne-Marie Richards. She pops it up out of play, third base side. And she was fired up after game 1. Had another base hit robbed by Chelsea Stonesythe for flashing the leather in game 1. Had, of course, the double, as I alluded to. It started the party for the offense. Well, she has the big swing here to get things going in game 2. The 0-1 to Richards, misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 away. Carson-Newman in its all-orange pinstripe look. Here's the 1-1 from Satterfield. And it's an off-speed that misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. All orange, for orange jersey and orange pants. White thin pinstripes on the jersey and pants. Eagles written in cursive across the chest with white numbers on the front and the back. 2-1. Richards chops it off of home plate foul. It's 2-2. White Sox with 2 orange stripes high on the cap for Carson-Newman. In the field, they wear orange visors to complete the creamsicle ensemble. For Tusculum, they're in their home white uniforms with white pants. Pioneers written in black letters across the front and black outlined in orange. Here's the 2-2, hard hit on the ground, and it is fair down the left field line for Richards. It caroms off the left field fence, and Richards is in with a 2-out double. brings up Sarah Walker with a runner in scoring position as Carson-Newman looks for more. But as I was saying, for Tusculum, Pioneers written in black and block letters, outlined in orange. Numbers on the front and back to match, and names on the back of their jerseys also in black, outlined in orange. Black socks and a black visor for those that opt to wear it. First pitch swing for Walker, hits a hard ground ball that glances off the glove of a diving Hallows into right field. Richards gets the green light around third. She comes in to score. It is ruled as a hit for Sarah Walker. It is her third RBI of the day, and it is 4-0. Carson-Newman here in the top of the first of game number 2. Here comes Katie Mathena. First pitch from center field. Bounces in front of home plate and scooped by Hancock behind the dish, sliding to her left. The count goes to 1-0 against Mathena. She was 0 for 3 in game 1, but had a hard hit out in her last at-bat to right. The 1-0. Mathena clips it straight back, 1-1. The 1-1. Bounces low. Two balls and one strike against the sophomore right fielder, a native of Blacksburg, Virginia. 2-1. Moves inside. Now it's 3-1 against Mathena. On deck is the 9-hitter Shelby Armstrong if it gets to her. They were 2 away in the top of the first. A 4-run inning for Carson-Newman. More pressure on after the RBI single from Sarah Walker. And now timeout in the circle as Taylor Hancock goes out to talk with her pitcher, Aaliyah Satterfield. Freshman right-hander settles back in. Here comes the 3-1 to Mathena. It misses high. That's a 2-out walk to put 2 on for Shelby Armstrong. Armstrong stands in the righty's batter's box, was 1 for 3 with an RBI in game 1. First pitch from Satterfield, she waves underneath. Was a touch late on the rise ball from Satterfield. As I said, a freshman. She's from Maynardville, Tennessee. The 0-1. Notches the bottom part of the zone, and Satterfield quickly ahead 0-2 against Armstrong, who starts her second consecutive game at second base. Has been splitting lately with Reese Winchester. He's gotten the nod in both games today. The 0-2, a swing and a miss. And the top of the first comes to a close, but Carson-Newman does its damage. Team leading 6th home run from Grace Gregory pushes her RBI total up to 30 on the season, made it 3-0, and then an RBI single from Sarah Walker completes a 4-run top of the first for Carson-Newman. Get our first looks at Reagan Rowan, who makes her first career start in the circle when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
So Reagan Rowan goes out into the circle for Carson-Newman. She makes her first career start for Carson-Newman, just pitching in her third career game. Didn't make her first career appearance in the circle until March 1st against Bluefield State. And now 23 days later, she makes her first career start here against Tusculum. She faces Abby Cruz to lead things off. First pitch from the right-hander, misses low, and it's ball one to Cruz. Cruz batting leadoff once again, playing in left field. She was 1 for 4 in game number 1. We'll dive into the rest of this Pioneer order as this one moves along. Here's the 1-0 from Rowan. That finds the zone, and it's 1-1. Ellie Alvarez is on deck. She's the DP. Then in the 3 spot is Ava Hollows. The first baseman is 2 for 3 with a home run. Brought in the lone run for Tusculum in first contest today. The 1-1 off the bat of Cruz for a foul ball. It was a half-hearted check swing on a rise ball from Rowan. She gets ahead 1-2. Cleanup hitter is Ella Mikecheck playing at third base, and then Abby Hunter, the center fielder, bats 5th. Taylor Hancock, the catcher, is in the 6th spot. As Rowan comes set, glove resting on her right knee. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Rowan starts her first career start with a strikeout, puts one away. In the 7th spot is Izzy Wilson playing at short. Andrea Davis, the right fielder, bats 8th, and then Katie Jones, the second baseman, rounds things out. Reagan Rowan, a sophomore out of Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, has dealt with back issues through most of her time here at Carson-Newman. First pitch she deals to Alvarez, misses high, and it's 1-0. But has come in lately, pitching well in practice, and came in a high leverage situation against Anderson on Saturday, picking up the win. 1-0. Alvarez hammers it into right center field, and there's a base hit. Picked up by Martin in the gap, fires it back in, and Alvarez is held to a single with 1 away. Alvarez continues to hit well. She was 2 for 4 in game 1. Picked up a single her first time up in game 1. She does the same here in game 2. And so here is Ava Hallows, who made her presence felt early. A double off the wall and left in her first AB. As first pitch from Rowan comes in, Hollow swings on her first pitch. Stays up on the infield on the right side. Macaulay Bailey, the first baseman, calls everybody off. And there's out number 2. So we'll dive into what Ava Hollows did in game 1 when she returns to the plate. And we'll take a look at this Carson-Newman defense as Ella Mikecheck comes up, standing in the righty's batter's box. Abby Martin is in center field. Addie Saunders joins her in left, and flanking her in right is Katie Matheda. Macaulay Bailey just made the play at first base. Shelby Armstrong's the second baseman. It's the first pitch to Mikecheck. Is in the heart of the zone, and it's 0-1. Malia Smith's the shortstop, and then Grace Gregory mans the hot corner at third. And Marie Richards is behind the dish once more, completing the battery with Rowan. Here comes the 0-1 to Mikecheck. It's a drop pitch that misses low. Mikecheck stays patient, works the count to 1-1. Third baseman was 0 for 3 in game 1. The 1-1, Mikecheck drives it out into right field. Mathena takes a couple of steps in, secures it, and there is out number 3. Rowan puts up a 0 in her first inning of work, sends us into the second. It's a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's new fresh ideas on campus. From Chick-fil-A to Maples Coffee to Sabarijos, Fresh Ideas has tons of high-quality dining options for whatever taste you may need. Sabarijos is open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner in the Health Sciences Building. Sabarijos features all your Mexican favorites, from burritos to nachos to quesadillas to tacos to anything you can think of in a tortilla. Follow Fresh Ideas on Instagram at Carson-Newman Dining.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
Malia Smith leads off in the second. It's a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead. And the first pitch to Smith from Satterfield misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Carson-Newman a 4-0 lead, highlighted by a 3-run home run from Grace Gregory in the top of the first. She might come up in this inning once more. The 1-0 to Smith. It's a chopper to third, fielded by Mike Check. Snaps it to first and retires Smith by a step. Puts one away in the top of the second inning, and here comes Abby Martin, who had a walk her first time up. Came in to score part of that 3-run shot as Malia Smith is still hitless on the day. Is 0 for 5 overall. First pitch to Martin. Misses high and outside, 1-0. Smith has struggled as of late. Infields are starting to pinch in on her, and the speedy freshman had a tough time getting on base. 1-0, fouled straight back by Martin, and it's 1-1. Had an 8-game hitting streak from March 4th to the 18th. It was snapped in game 1 against Anderson, where Smith went 1 for 8 across the 2 games on Saturday. The 1-1 finds the top of the zone against Martin, and it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Rise ball from Satterfield hangs upstairs, and Martin patiently waits, working the count to 2-2. Martin has reached base in the last 3 games, or now the last 4, has a 3-game hitting streak. The 2-2, Martin drives it out into right center field. Long run for the center fielder, Hunter into the gap. There's out number 2 as she makes the play. Brings up Macaulay Bailey as Satterfield looks for a bounce back 1-2-3 second after facing all 9 hitters in the top of the first inning and saw 4 runs come across the score on her accord. As Bailey stands deep in the righty's batter's box. First pitch swing, Bailey pops it up. Foul ground right field line, running out of room as it hits off of the tarp is the right fielder Davis. And the count goes to 0-1. Family climbs back in as Satterfield's home on the 0-1. Comes in low. It's gobbled up by the catcher Hancock. And the count goes to 1-1 with 2 away against Macaulay Bailey. Active leader in D2 in career RBIs. The 1-1, a chopper straight back to the pitcher Satterfield. Takes her time and retires Bailey for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3. Top of the second for Satterfield. She bounces back after a rough first inning of work. Sends us to the bottom of the second, where Reagan Rowan returns to the circle with a 4-0 lead here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Reagan Rowan returns to the circle for her second inning of work. It's a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead over Tusculum here in Game 2 of the 11E rivalry. Carson-Newman took Game 1 3-1. They've already eclipsed their total from the first game, that 4 spot in the first inning. And so it's 5, 6, and 7 in the Tusculum order against Rowan here in the second. It starts with the center fielder, Abby Hunter. As Rowan comes home on the first pitch, and Hunter turns on it, drives one out into center field. Easy play for Abby Martin, and there's the first out of the inning. Reagan Rowan, as I said, in her sophomore season, just making her third appearance, first career start. So far this season, she's gone 3 2/3, has just given up 2 hits, has struck out 6 and walked 2 coming into today. She's already increased her total in strikeouts up to 7. First offering is fouled away by Hancock straight behind home plate, and it's 0-1. First career appearance came against Bluefield State at the Triangle Classic. Had 2 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts against the Big Blue. Here's the 0-1. High and outside from Rowan to the right-handed hitting Hancock, 1-1. And then didn't pitch for another 20 days until she was needed against Anderson in the second game of that doubleheader with the Trojans on Saturday. The 1-1. Rise ball goes upstairs, 2-1. It was a little shaky at first with a couple of wild pitches. First real high leverage situation for Rowan this season. 2-1. Swing and a miss on the off speed from Hancock. Count goes to 2-2. But buckled down and ended up getting the win in that 7-5 victory for the Eagles in Game 2 against Anderson. Here's the break even. Wave and a miss from Hancock. And there is strikeout number 2 for Reagan Rowan. And out number 2 in the bottom of the second. So as Rowan has gotten healthier, has dealt with some back issues that head coach Michael Graves has talked about in post-game interviews when Rowan is pitched, and now she's getting back to fully healthy. First pitch she throws to Wilson. This is outside, and it's 1-0. Getting back to healthy, she's been pitching well in practice, and is expanding her role, earning these opportunities. As the 1-0 comes home to Izzy Wilson. She's out in front of the off-speed. And it's 1-1. Izzy Wilson was the flex in Game 1. Didn't see any time in the righties' batter's box, but here she is in Game 2. The 1-1 from Rowan, right down the chute, and it's 1-2 with 2 away. Rowan's been throwing strikes here, looking for a 1-2-3 second. Here comes the 1-2. It dips low. Count squares up with 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Base is empty against the 7-hitter Izzy Wilson. Break even from Rowan. This is high and outside. The count runs full. Wilson this season is 6 for 35. For a 171 average. Payoff pitch from Rowan. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Reagan Rowan. She's up to 3 overall. It's a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second inning for the sophomore right-hander. Sends us into the third. Carson-Newman in control. Up 4-0 over Tusculum. Here in Game 2 on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Grace Gregory leads off in the top of the third as Satterfield's home on the first pitch to her, and she finds the zone to get ahead 0-1. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagles Sports Network. Game 2 between Carson-Newman and Tusculum. The Eagles took game 1 3-1, and they're up 4-0 here in the second contest of the day. The 0-1 to Gregory. This is high and outside from Satterfield, and it's 1-1. Satterfield going to want to avoid leaving anything out over the plate against Gregory after she hammered one over the left field wall to kickstart this Carson-Newman offense with a 3-run shot in the top of the first. 1-1. Gregory, a touch late, fouls it away over the first base dugout where Carson-Newman resides. And the count goes to 1-2. Jam-packed day for Carson-Newman athletics. Not only here in Greenville, as the beach volleyball team is set to take on Tusculum at 4 p.m. today. As the 1-2 skips in low, the count goes to 2-2. The beach volleyball courts are just behind me. Carson-Newman's getting ready for that contest on the sand. Here's the break even from Satterfield. Gregory fouls it off of home plate. And we'll do it all over again. Carson-Newman baseball is on the road in Georgia. Rome, to be specific, they're taking on Shorter. Coming into today is 11-15 on the season. Get you caught up on what's going on down there. As the 2-2, Gregory lifts it into shallow center. Long run for Hunter. She can't get there in time as she dives, and it bounces over her glove. Gregory 2 for 2, shrugs her shoulders. There's a bloop single. Gets the leadoff hitter aboard for Carson-Newman. In the baseball contest against the Shorter Hawks, Carson-Newman up 11-1 in the top of the 6th inning. And got ahead early, scoring the first 11 runs, 7 in the second. As the first pitch home to Addie Saunders finds the zone. And it's 0-1 as Saunders showed bunt. Was running up to meet it, pulled back at the last moment. Still found the zone. Then 3 in the second from Tom Griffin's squad, and another run in the 4th. Here's the 0-1 to Saunders. This is upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Also on the docket in Mawson Creek Athletics is probably the biggest one today. As Saunders pushes a bunt down the first base side. Picked up by the third baseman, Mike. Check the throw to first is late. Saunders with good speed, legs out, an infield bunt single to put the first 2 on. So Gregory over at second. Addie Saunders at first. Brings up Anne-Marie Richards, who had a double her last time up. First pitch to Richards, tries to show a bunt. Fouls it away as the count goes to 0-1. This is a deja vu feeling for Carson-Newman because in the 5th inning of game 1, Gregory had a double, then a walk from Saunders, put those 2 on as the first 2 in that inning, and both came to score. First runs of the day for Carson-Newman in that 5th inning against Stone Cipher. Richards trying to do the same thing, advancing them. As the 0-1, she pushes a bunt to third. Mike Check's going to go to third. Gregory is safe, and Richards is aboard on the fielder's choice. And so the bases are now loaded for Carson-Newman here in the third. And the bases are now loaded for Sarah Walker, who drove in Gregory and Saunders in that 5th inning on a 2-run single. Now she's got the bases juiced with nobody out in the third. Corners are in. First pitch to Walker. Right down the middle. And it's 0-1. With the bases loaded this season, Sarah Walker is 4 for 6. Here's the 0-1. This is low. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Freshman, product of Mills River, North Carolina. Increased her RBI total up to 15 after game 1. Launched the first home run of the season for Carson-Newman back on February 9th. Here's the 1-1. Fouls it off the inner half of her lead left foot. And the count goes to 1-2. As I was saying, for what lies ahead for Carson-Newman Athletics, the biggest game tonight at 6 p.m., Carson-Newman women's basketball in the Elite Eight, taking on the top overall seed in Grand Valley State. Here's the 1-2 to Walker. This is high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eagles in their 2nd ever Elite Eight. Mike Minchie's squad trying to take down the top seed. That one's set for a 6 p.m. tip-off in the great city of Pittsburgh. 2-2, swing and a miss as Walker couldn't catch up to the rise ball from Satterfield. She gets out number 1 on her 2nd strikeout. Brings up Katie Mathena, the right fielder. Mathena in this spot with bases loaded is 1 for 2 on the season. First pitch misses down and in against the right fielder, standing in the righty's batter's box. Here comes the 1-0 from Satterfield. Finds the zone on the outer half, and it's 1-1 to Mathena. He worked to Walker first time up in the first inning. It was 0 for 3 in game 1. Has Gregory at third, Saunders at second, and Richards at first. 1-1. And a drop pitch that comes in low, 2-1. 1 away and a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead. All 4 runs coming in that first inning. Trying to add on more here in the third. The 2-1. Mathena fouls it away. Slicing it down the first base side and clipping a tree to avoid it hitting a car. Count goes to 2-2. Here's the break even. Mathena pops it up. It'll stay on the infield. The shortstop Wilson calls everybody off. There's out number 2. So Satterfield, after loading the bases, back-to-back singles from Gregory and Saunders, Saunders being a bunt, and then Anne-Marie Richards reaching on a fielder's choice. She has put the next 2 down in Walker and Mathena. So now it's up to Shelby Armstrong, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. First pitch to Armstrong. It's a slow roller to third. Mike Check gobbles it up, snaps it to first, and the inning is over as Carson-Newman leaves the bases loaded in the top of the third inning and can't find a way to stretch any more runs across. Sends us into the bottom of the third inning. It's a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead over Tusculum in Game 2 of the 11E rivalry here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Bottom of the third inning here from Red Edmonds Field. It is a 4-0 Carson-Newman lead. Eagles were threatening for more in the top of the third, but they leave the bases loaded as Reagan Rowan climbs back into the circle. Her first pitch to the 8-hitter Andrea Davis comes sizzling off the dirt. That's 1-0. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Dean Vance over my right shoulder. Here's the 1-0. Misses low beneath the knees, 2-0. If you're watching in the booth, you'll see him there. If you're texting Dean, clowning on him for being in the shot, I applaud you. As Rowan comes home on the 2-0. Fouled straight back by Davis, 2-1. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Rowan in her first career start. 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, has allowed just 1 base runner on a single from Ellie Alvarez. 2-1, hard chopper back up the middle, and there's base runner number 2 as Davis in her first at-bat of the day has a seeing eye single into center to lead off here in the bottom half of the third. Davis was a defensive sub in game number 1 at the back half of the game. Didn't get a chance at the dish. Takes advantage of the opportunity. Given by head coach Julie Hubner in her 14th season. First offering to Katie Jones is off the mark, and it's 1-0. Showing bunt is Jones. Here comes the 1-0 from Rowan. Misses down and in, 2-0. Now you gotta wonder what the length is that Rowan can give you. As I said, this is just her 3rd career appearance in her collegiate career. First career start. The longest she went was 2 innings against Bluefield State. Here's the 2-0, bunted down by Jones. Rowan fields it, snaps a low throw to first, but it's picked up by the second baseman Armstrong for out number 1. Advancing up to second goes Davis on the 1-4 sack bunt.
Number 6, Abby Cruz.
And it brings up the top of the order in Abby Cruz. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch swing for Cruz. It's a soft liner that bounces in front of Malia Smith. Now caught in a rundown is Andrea Davis. Throw to third is late from Martin. Davis is in safely. Advancing up to second goes Cruz. That was a soft liner from Cruz that just bounced right in front of Malia Smith. All the backspin. Had it just stop on a dime, and so Michael Graves is going to walk out of the first base side dugout, quickly head into the circle and have a conversation with his whole entire defense in this situation. Had a miscommunication in game 1 on a rundown. Allowed Abby Hunter that had a single, was caught dead to rights in between first and second, but no one covered the bag over at first when the rundown began, and so she was able to be safely aboard on a single in the 7th inning. And so here, a similar situation. Martin was hesitant to throw to Gregory as Davis was caught in between. On the soft liner from Cruz, normally routine for Smith, but with all that spin, ball just checks up. Smith couldn't get to it, and so they're 2 on. With 1 away, as Ellie Alvarez, who's 1 for 1 today, or I should say in game 2 rather, 3 for 5 overall today, still not a bad mark, has a chance to drive in a pair. First pitch from Rowan is an off speed that finds the zone. Here's the 0-1. Alvarez chops it to short. Smith lost it, gets it back, snaps it to first, and it is not in time. Alvarez in there safely. And coming in to score comes Davis. Cruz stays put over at second. It looked like that might have caught Smith in a weird spot. Time is called by this umpiring crew. Initiated by Ray Thacker over at third. Lenny Fox is calling balls and strikes. And James Zirkle is in the field over at first. Now he's standing in between first and second. First pitch swing, a chopper to Smith. She'll go to third for 1. And Hollows is aboard on a fielder's choice. Cruz is put down on the base paths.
Third baseman, number 8, Ella Mikecheck.
The play involving Alvarez is ruled a single, although Davis is an unearned run. His first pitch is low to Ella Mikecheck, and it's 1-0. Rowan finds a zone, bottom part of it. And it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. This is down and in, skipping over top the shoes of Mikecheck in the righty's batter's box. And it's 2-1. Pressure's still on for Rowan. Hollows at first and Alvarez at second. Mikecheck at the dish. He's 0 for 1 with a line out to right. 2-1. Line drive, right field. Deja vu for Mikecheck. She flies out to Katie Mathena once again, and that brings the top of the third to a close. Tusculum adds 1 on an RBI single from Andrea Davis. Makes it 4-1 heading into the 4th here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Malia Smith leads off in the top of the 4th inning after Tusculum adds 1 on an RBI single from Ellie Alvarez. Makes it a 4-1 Carson-Newman lead here in the top of the 4th. Smith swings on the first pitch, lines it into left field, and the hitless streak is no more for Malia Smith. Was 0 for her last 5 at the plate, all coming today. Puts a lot of speed on the bases and applies pressure against Aaliyah Satterfield here in the 4th inning as Carson-Newman tries to get that advantage back. Smith going on the first pitch. The throw down from Hancock is in time. Tag applied by Wilson, and Malia Smith is caught stealing. First pitch was in for a strike to Martin. The 0-1, this is upstairs, 1-1. So Malia Smith has been just trying to find things and get things going right. It's been a tough stretch for the freshman. As the 1-1 misses outside Martin, 2 balls and a strike. Gained so much respect for her speed on the bases that every team is just thinking about the moment she might go and steal. A 2-1 from Martin, hammered deep out to left field. Going back in it, 1 hops off the wall. Martin legs out a double. Martin got all of that one, drove it deep to left center field, and it splits the gap between Hunter and Cruz, landing either at the base of the wall or just short, but it is a 1-out double from Abby Martin. Brings Macaulay Bailey to the dish with the chance to drive in a run. 235 career RBIs for Macaulay Bailey. Second all-time in sack history. First pitch is a drop pitch from Satterfield that sits below the zone. 1-0. Bailey's 1 for 2. Single back into first, came in to score on the 3-run shot from Grace Gregory that opened the scoring. The 1-0. Couple of notches beneath the bottom rail. 2 balls and no strikes now for Satterfield. Here comes the 2-0. Bailey hammers it into right center field. Picked up by Davis as Martin takes a wide turnaround third, but has to stay there as the throw comes in quickly. As Bailey's now 2 for 3, puts runners on the corners. With 1 away, and Martin over at third, 60 feet away from pushing the lead back up to 4 as here comes Grace Gregory. 2 for 2, 3-run shot in the first, singled back in the third, but was left stranded in a bases-loaded situation for Carson-Newman. Corners crash in, first pitch to Gregory, high and outside from Satterfield. Count is at 1-0. The 1-0. Outside once more from Satterfield. Throw back to first. It's in time to retire Bailey. Pair of runners caught inning. Counts at 2-0, and Bailey was just kind of hanging out over at first base. 2-0 comes in, finds the bottom part of the zone from Satterfield. That's 2-1. As Tusculum dug out from Satterfield. That's 2-1. As Tusculum dug out, starting to get some life back into it. Half of the 4th inning, it is a 5-1 Carson-Newman lead. 5, 6, and 7 in the Tusculum order against Reagan Rowan. And the first pitch to Hunter shows a late bunt, fouled off of home plate, and it's 0-1. The sun's still shining, temperatures creeping up to 62 degrees. The 0-1 hammered out into left field. Saunders ranges over into left center. And there's out number 1 as Hunter is retired. Brings up Tyler Hancock, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second inning. Carson-Newman lead. Rowan's first pitch. This is outside 1-0 to Hancock. The catcher is 0 for 3 overall on the day. Was 0 for 2 in game 1. Had a sac bunt in that first contest as well. The 1-0. This is inside from Rowan. 2 balls and no strikes. This is the furthest that Rowan has gone this season and in her career. 2 innings against Bluefield State, inning and 2/3 against Anderson, and here against Tusculum, 3 1/3 so far. 2-0 home. This is inside, 3 balls and no strikes now against Hancock, the catcher. Izzy Wilson, the shortstop, stands on deck. She's also 0 for 1 with a strikeout. These two went down by way of the K in back-to-back fashion to bring the second inning to a close, a 1-2-3 frame. (3-1). This is driven out into deep center field. Martin pushes back, and she's there to make the play for out number 2 as Hancock is retired. So here is Izzy Wilson. After Tusculum dragged one across on an infield single from Ellie Alvarez. First pitch from Rowan. Wilson shows bunt, puts it down. Fair territory, picked up by the catcher Richards. Snaps it to first. Armstrong's covering. She held on to it and then looked like the ball came out, whether it was hit out by whether Armstrong dropped it. It looked like, from my vantage point, almost that it was knocked out of her glove. But either way, it is called out by first base umpire in James Zirkle, and sends us into the 5th inning. It's a 5-1 Carson-Newman lead on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
DP number 22, Sarah Walker.
Top of the 5th inning, Sarah Walker leads off. It's a 5-1 Carson-Newman lead over Tusculum. So Walker swings on the first pitch, 30 down in second baseman Katie Jones. And Walker begins the 5th Bowser with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Mathena showing bunt. Alfie's at it. Then a snap throw back to first as Walker was off the bag, and she's in ahead of the tag into the head first dive. Chaotic sequence to begin things here in the fifth. Apologies to those of you watching at home. I had myself muted as this inning started. Tough look for me. Either way, here's the 3-1. Mathena grounds it through the 5-6 hole and into left field. It's back-to-back base hits to get things going in the top of the fifth for Carson-Newman. Started with a single from Walker, out of reach for the diving set baseman in Jones. And now Mathena does the same on the opposite side as it's out of reach for Wilson at short. And so with 2 on and nobody out, here comes Shelby Armstrong, who is 0 for 2 today against Aaliyah Satterfield. 5-1 Carson-Newman lead here in the top of the fifth inning. Armstrong puts a bunt down, gets under the glove of Mike Check, and then under the glove of Satterfield. It's ruled as a bunt single for Shelby Armstrong, and 3 consecutive base hits from 7, 8, and 9 in the Carson-Newman order. Loads the bases with nobody out for Malia Smith here in the top of the fifth inning. And that will be the day for Aaliyah Satterfield as she is pulled, and as the new pitcher warms up, we'll get you everything you need to know when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
I unmuted the right channel this time as we come back to Red Edmonds Field in the top of the fifth inning. Carson-Newman threatening as Tusculum goes to a new pitcher. It is Danny Beckham, the senior right-hander out of Valdosta, Georgia. Makes appearance number 11 on the season, has gone 10 innings and has surrendered 10 runs, 12 runs, 10 earned runs on the season. As Malia Smith stands in the lefty's batter's box. And the first pitch is the first pitching change for either side today. Chelsea Stone-Cipher went the distance for Tusculum in game 1, as did Atiana Stamper on the other side for Carson-Newman. And Reagan Rowan has not been pulled yet from head coach Michael Graves. 1-0 from Smith, hit on the ground to the second baseman Jones. She'll go home, and Walker is out on the force play. Smith will take her place on the bases on the fielder's choice. And there's one gone here. And the top of the fifth. Brings up Abby Martin, the center fielder. 1 for 2. Walk with a run scored in the first. Fly out and then a double with a run scored in the fourth. Beckham home on the first pitch to Martin. Finds the zone in the upper half, and it's 0-1. Beckham has given up 18 hits, has 6 strikeouts to 4 walks on the year. Her ERA is an even 7. Here's the 0-1. Bounces in front of home plate, blocked by Hancock. And the count goes to 1-1. as Martin walks out to the circle. And laughing with Beckham, as it appears there might have been a miscommunication, or also the ball kind of caught her up high. So out comes the athletic trainer for Tusculum. As there's a brief pause in the action. So we'll give you a recap of how we've got to where we are. Carson-Newman scored 4 runs in the top of the first inning, highlighted by a 3-run home run from Grace Gregory. And then an RBI single from Sarah Walker made it 4-0 after the first frame. Eagles tacked on 1 more in the 4th on an RBI single from Grace Gregory, pushing her total on the afternoon to 4 here in game number 2 after Tusculum dragged a run across in the bottom of the 3rd. And so here's Carson-Newman looking for more. They're able to score 4 runs or more and then put up 0 in the bottom of the 5th. It'd be a run rule victory. So after the timeout, here's the 1-1 from Beckham to Martin. And it misses high. 2 balls and a strike. There's the 2-1 to Martin. Chopper to the third baseman, Mike Check. She'll go home to retire Mathena, and Martin is aboard on the fielder's choice. It's been an ideal way for Danny Beckham to come in with the bases loaded. Pair of fielder's choices where her defense make plays behind her. First Jones, now Mike Check. And so here's Macaulay Bailey, who with a big fly here would tie the all-time sack record in career RBIs at 239, currently held by Kayshawn Boatner from Anderson. First pitch swing from Bailey is foul tipped, and it's 0-1. Kason Boatner. Here's the 0-1. Bounces, gets to the backstop. Here comes Armstrong to the plate, and she'll score on the wild pitch. So no chance for Bailey now to tie the all-time record, as that one skips to the backstop, and it's 1-1. And the count, or the lead now is up to 6-1 for Carson-Newman. Still, she could push Carson-Newman to the brink of a run rule position. 1-1 comes home, and she fans on it from Beckham. And now it's 1-2 as Carson-Newman had the bases loaded with nobody out for the second time in this contest. Would only be able to drag across 1 run if Bailey were to be retired. Here's the 1-2. Bailey fouls it away. It hits off her lead left foot. It stings. So she'll walk down the third base side, and quick time is called by home plate umpire Lenny Fox, giving her a moment to regather herself. Beckham comes home on the 1-2, bounces, gets behind the catcher Hancock, but Smith holds as it just got past her by a couple of feet, not far enough to warrant Smith getting over aggressive in that situation. But it levels the count at 2-2 with 2 away. It's Martin at second, Smith at third. 6-1, Carson-Newman leading the top of the 5th with 2 away. Beckham rocks and deals the 2-2. Bailey turns and pulls it foul down the left field line. Two balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Beckham settles back on the rubber. Glove set at the belt. Here's the 2-2. It's outside to Bailey, and the count goes full. Pitch number 7 in the at-bat upcoming. Payoff pitch, Bailey, hard line drive, and it is foul down the left field line. She was just out in front of that pitch from Beckham. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat, the 3-2, misses outside. And Bailey works a 2-out walk to load the bases, and here comes the most dangerous hitter today in Grace Gregory. Kick-started the Carson-Newman offense in Game 1 with a double, and now she's 3 for 3 here in Game 2, a 3-run shot in the first, single in the third, an RBI single in the fourth. What does she have in store here in the 5th? And her 4th time to the plate, first time against Beckham. The first pitch, golfed foul by Gregory. Just off the end of her bat on a low swing and skittering to the backstop. Here's the 0-1 to Gregory. Off speed that misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Addie Saunders stands on deck if it gets to her, but Beckham's got nowhere to put Gregory in this spot. With Bailey at first, Martin at second, and Smith over at third. The 1-1. Gregory off the end of her bat, fouls it straight back. Goes between the legs of Hancock and then ricochets off the home plate umpire Lenny Fox. And so it's a 1-2 count as Beckham looks to shut the door and just keep it at a single tally here in the 5th, avoiding crooked numbers. Here's the 1-2. Gregory drives it out in the left field. Cruz turning around, cannot make the play. It's off her glove. Smith scores. Here comes Martin on her heels. It's 2 runs that come to score. We'll see how they rule it. And they're going to give Gregory a hit as it was a hard hit line drive. Cruz was turning all around and was unable to come up with the play as Carson-Newman plates 3 here in the 5th. And if Addie Saunders is able to drive in 1 more run, Carson-Newman would need 3 more outs to pick up a run rule victory with Bailey over at third. And they're going to give Gregory a 2-run double. 6 RBIs for Grace Gregory here in Game 2. First pitch swing for Saunders. It's a slow roller, bobbled by the shortstop in Wilson. Bailey will come in to score, and Saunders gives Carson-Newman a 9-1 lead. That 8-run cushion is what they need in this spot, as that will be ruled as an E6. Grace with those 2 RBIs gets up to 6 on the game. She's the first player since Macaulay Bailey had 5 RBIs against Davis and Elkins at the end of February with that total. First pitch to Richards, misses high, and it's 1-0. Gregory 4 for 4. Here's the 1-0. Richards, a skittering foul ball down the left field line. And it's an unearned run against, or for the run that Macaulay Bailey scored. One to Richards. He's outside, 2-1. If Richards reaches, it turns back to Sarah Walker, who began this inning with a single. There's 3 straight singles for Carson-Newman, then 2 consecutive fielder's choices, a walk, and then the 2-run single from, or 2-run double from Grace Gregory. And then Macaulay Bailey scored off an error from the shortstop Wilson that puts Addie Saunders at first. 2-1. Richards chops it foul to the third base dugout where Tusculum sits in their dugout that was full of energy after Carson-Newman had 5 hits in the last inning, but was able to only bring in 1 run after Smith was caught stealing and Bailey was picked off. They erupt for 4 more here in the 5th. Here's the 2-2. And Richards, a defensive swing, digs it out and fouls it off of home plate to keep the count alive. Keep the at-bat alive is what I should say, rather. But either way, it sits at 2-2 with 2 away, and there's 2 on. Saunders at first to Gregory at third. Richards had a double back in the first, then a fielder's choice and a ground out. 2-2. She spoils it on the off-speed from Beckham, lifting it out of play, straight back. Here comes the 2-2 to Richards. It misses low, and the count goes full. She's worked the count full with 2 away. Chance to add on more for Carson-Newman. Or just load the bases once more. Here's the payoff from Beckham. Richards, a ground ball into left field, out of reach for Wilson. This plates Gregory, and Carson-Newman into double figures. It's a 10-1 lead here in the 5th as Richards picks up an RBI single. Pushes her season total to 25.
Number 22, Sarah Walker.
Saunders goes up to second. And so here is Sarah Walker. Walker swings on the first pitch, hammers it into right field. It is a long run, and it's off the glove of Davis into the wall. Walker is up to second. Saunders scores, motoring from first to home goes Richards. 2 more runs score off the bat of Sarah Walker. We'll see how they rule it. They will give her the double. That is how I would have scored it as well. And it is a 12-1 lead for Carson-Newman. 7 runs here in the 5th. All runs scoring with 2 outs after back-to-back fielders' choices. Katie Mathena swings on the first pitch and clips it straight back. Walker now with 5 RBIs on the day, 3 in this game alone. That would more often than not lock you up for player of the game, but Grace Gregory with 6 in this contest is a shoo-in for that one. Here's the 0-1. Mathena swings in and notches it another foul ball as it goes to the fencing behind home plate. 17 hits for Carson-Newman. To Mathena, line drive into left center field. Walker turns around third, motoring in to score. Mathena will dart up to second on the throw. She slides in safely after an RBI single. Makes it 13-1. Carson-Newman, 8 runs in the 5th. so here is Shelby Armstrong. Had a singler last time up, a bunt single. First pitch from Beckham finds the outer half against Armstrong, and it's 0-1. Mathena now up to 9 RBIs this season. And is 2 for 2 in this inning, 2 for 3 on the contest overall. Here's the 0-1. Armstrong waves through it on a drop pitch from Beckham as she tries to get out of this inning. But it's been the 2 out and the 2 strike hitting from Carson-Newman that has extended this. Everyone that has come to the plate has gotten on base in some way, whether it's a fielder's choice or an error. A fielder's choice, of course, doesn't really count to anything, but in my book, it looks funny as the 1-2 misses high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, everything in my book has someone at least going to first base in this inning. Can't say I know the last time I've seen something like that. Here's the 2-2. Armstrong, a slow roller, picked up by Beckham, a couple of steps in front of the circle, and she snaps it to first to end the inning as Armstrong is retired. But 8-run score for Carson-Newman in the 5th. It's a 13-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 5th. Who will it be for Carson-Newman to get this one across the finish line? It looks like it'll be Reagan Rowan. And so with that, we will take a break. Bottom 5th coming up on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
My favorite thing about my community? The safety, the reliability, the people. We rely on each other, and we rely on local electric co-op. It's not just about electricity. It's about empowering community, empowering moments, empowering safety, empowering togetherness, empowering knowledge. That's why when I need something, I rely on my co-op. I trust my co-op because the co-op is us. We are the co-op. AEC, member-owned and service-driven.
Photo number 4, Andrew
8-9-1 do it for Tusculum. They're going to need to score 6 runs to extend, misspoke. 5 runs to extend this contest. 3 more outs for Carson-Newman to get the run rule victory. Reagan Rowan settles back out and fires in a first pitch strike that clips the bottom part of the zone to Andrea Davis. She's 1 for 1 with a single in the 3rd and was the low run to score for Tusculum in this contest. Coach Michael Graves just trying to use 2 pitchers in this contest. Got a complete game for Matiana Stamper. The 0-1, Davis drives it out into right center field. Mathena into the gap. It's a routine play for out number 1. And so now 2 outs away from a run rule victory. Grace Gregory with.
We got to interview quick. We'll have to interview quick. Dane's driving me back to school, so I'm going to watch Alex play.
Okay. First pitch is fouled away off the bat of Katie Jones, and it's 0-1. Jones had a sac bunter last time up. First pitch, or the 0-1 popped up. It'll go into the Carson-Newman dugout and lands just past the pitching coach, Holly Tucker-Vance. The count goes to 0-2. Jones showing bunt, pulls back. Here's the 0-2. A wave and a miss as Rowan has strikeout number 4 in her first career start. And she looks to go the distance in this situation. A run rule victory.
I bet her before the game, if she got us out of here in 5 with a W, that I'd let her hit. So now next game, I've got to let her hit.
As you hear the bet that head coach Michael Graves put on for Reagan Rowan, if she was able to get a run rule victory, go the distance as she fouls as the first pitch from Abby Cruz is fouled back in its own one. He says he would let her hit. Well, looking ahead for Carson-Newman, they'll be back at home on Thursday when they take on Milligan for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. Here's the 0-1 to Cruz, popped up, and it drifts out of play down the third base side, and it's 0-2. So one more strike is all that Rowan needs to get that third and final out. You also might have picked up on the mic that head coach Michael Graves needs a quick interview. So this is going to be a quick post-game show as well, as Carson-Newman looking for its first sweep in sack play. The 0-2. Misses high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It has been a split in all 4 of the doubleheaders prior to this point against UVA Wise, Lincoln Memorial, Wingate, Anderson last week. Those were more competitive games, and you can feel okay with splits of those. But a game like this, what they've had earlier, the 1-2 misses upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's something that head coach Michael Graves was not pleased about. But here, his offense has come alive. They battled through adversity against one of the best pitchers in Stone Cipher in game 1. They've erupted for 13 runs here in game 2. The 2-2 misses down and in against Cruz, who's battled all the way back from an 0-2 count. Works it full. $18 hits. The most since they had 15 against Wingate in the week. 2-2, soft flare out into center field. Martin comes on, and there's out number 3. A complete game from Reagan Rowan. It's a 13-1 run rule as Carson-Newman picks up its first sweep in sack play. They improved to 6-4 in sack play, 25-8 overall. They've won their third consecutive, and Tusculum drops to 11-17 in overall, 1-7 in sack play. They have dropped 8 of their last 9. For Carson-Newman up ahead, they still got 2 more doubleheaders the rest of the week. Doubleheader Thursday against Milligan, and then Saturday against Mars Hill, both at home, both starting at 1 p.m. Until then, I'm Matt Scalzo saying so long from Greenville as Carson-Newman sweeps the doubleheader and sweeps the 11E rivalry. They have now won 7 consecutive games against Tusculum, and until Thursday, I say so long. Enjoy the rest of your